This weekend is one of the great Minnesota holidays, something that's just intrinsic in our culture and our society in the great state of Minnesota and the Lakes area. I'm, of course, talking about deer hunting season. Orange and all the trees, all the guys and gals out trying to get big Billy Buck and the Betty Buck, too, if she's out there somewhere as well. And it should be a fun and fabulous hunting season. But, of course, we got to be safe. This is a time of the year where literally 10% of the state's entire population, around 500,000 people or so, will be leaving, traveling, and going into the woods. And it just seems like inevitably every year an opening deer hunting weekend, we unfortunately have a couple bad accidents with people that are just in too much of a hurry to get someplace or just too excited sometimes. And of course, maybe one or two tragedies in the woods. Hunter etiquette, hunter safety are going to be super important this year. Again, last year wasn't so bad, but 2 years ago we did have a pretty rough year as far as accidents here in the Lakes area. But another thing is people got to obey the rules and follow the laws. And I really can't believe how many times people violate basic hunting practices when they know what they're doing is wrong. In fact, a recent news article came out with the top 10 violations in the state of Minnesota when it comes to hunting. And what I found most ironic about this list is most of these are common sense things, which tells me some people just don't care. And frankly, hunter etiquette is extremely important because without hunter etiquette, all you do is give anti-hunters and anti-firearms people and anti-anything fun and recreational in the outdoors type people the ammunition they need to shut it down and close it down. And as always, it's a small group of knuckleheads that ruin it for everyone. As I mentioned, 500,000 hunters will be in the woods on this coming weekend. Well, I'll tell you what the top 10 violations are and how many people violate them. Most common, number one, is trespassing. Over 357 people were cited for trespassing in the state of Minnesota last year during deer hunting season. That obviously goes without saying. That's common sense. Know where you're hunting. License and registrations of permits not being in possession. Just like your driver's license, if you're going to drive or operate a car, it needs to be with you. You need to have your hunting tags on you. No valid license. 239 people. 245 people, by the way, were cited for not having their license in possession, but 239 people were cited not for having one, period. Come on now. Hunting over bait. 225. This one might be a little tricky. Make sure you find out and research what the bait rules are. Some of the stuff you buy at the hunting stores and stuff like that around here are illegal in Minnesota and may be legal in other places. Transporting loaded or uncased firearms. You got to know how to handle your gun. Making sure you have your plugs in or out of your shotgun, depending if you're upland bird hunting or waterfowl hunting. Got to know that rules, and for bird hunters, that's common sense. Not wearing blaze orange. That's a safety issue. 139 people got cited for that last year. Taking game in a closed season. We call that poaching. 126. Untake deer, fur traps, or nets, not taking them properly. 124. And number 10, having no federal waterfowl stamp. Now, as you heard, most of those are violations that are simple, common sense ones that people are either too lazy or don't think they have to follow the rules. So please, for the future of hunting, and have a great weekend this year, follow the rules. Only a couple thousand people were cited out of 500,000, and that few thousand will ruin it for all of us if we let them.